I think in many of those programs you get more or less the same support. I think Central Baltic, Linda, you have more or less the same approach, attitude. I think South Baltic doing the same. Then, of course, you need to learn to work also together with Agri or the national and regional programs. But I think in many cases you can find this kind of support activities. In this case, BSR has been one of the big investors into the projects, starting up during the funding period. But I think now, going into the next period, I think this will be much more up on the much more possibilities for you also to build these kind of relationships. But I think it's important wherever you get the funding to start to think in these kind of support mechanisms, and also to demand from them, what can we gain from you, what can we learn from you, how can you support us? I think it's your right as well. Even if I think it's also Darius and others' right to say that we demand from you that you also think about communication. To my understanding, every single one, not only the communication officer or manager is responsible, every single one in a project is a communicator. That is his or her responsibility. Might be an assistant or project leader or scientific leader or transport the driver or what else. He or she is a communicator. When you respond to an email, when you take up the phone, you are communicating the project. Sindre.
I agree fully on that everyone in the project is a communication person, yes. But I still think I would like to re-emphasize something that was said by Stina, that when very often you have one partner who is the communication partner and takes care of everything, and the rest do the substance matters. Or you speak like you do, that everyone are communicators. I think the approach that we did very pragmatically was that each partner identified one person that was a communication person, and that a group was established that talked on the phone on a very high frequency and discussed matters and built a sort of communication collegial group. I think that was very instrumental in this project in actually nurturing, I mean, the value of communication in the project, because the one partner takes care of everything doesn't work. I think that everyone does it doesn't work. So I think this of course everyone needs to be aware, but having a group of people that are actually thinking communication all the time, like Erika and Stina and all the colleagues, makes each of the participants much more aware of this. So I think, even if I agree, I certainly disagree a bit too.
I can agree to your disagreement as well. No problem. But I think you need to engage, and how you then build up that setting, it's up to you. But if you think that, okay, the Danes will take care of the communication in a transnational program, I don't think it will work, because you don't know the culture in Latvia or Estonia, or you don't speak the language and the things. You need a small cluster or a small group of people working mainly with these issues, perhaps also linked to others, not only, and please don't adapt the system where you only have communication people not knowing the subject. I think you need both, in the sense. Then there can be some communication experts that knows all the tools and means, but you need communication people that knows the subject as well. That would be one of my messages. And now I start my part briefly. I have been following this more or less from the beginning. I started to work in Interact in 2008 and had the opportunity to follow the development of this strategy from the beginning, when it started to materialize in the sense during 2009, when also this kind of project came into the picture. And the first time I personally heard about Baltic Deal, I said, what will that be? I perhaps shared that view that farmers, they are just polluting, and they are very negative, as you said, that this is EU farmers. Will this at all come up in a good way? But soon I learned it is a true one, and I think, Sindre, I'm correct in the sense that this actually is one of the projects that got started due to the fact that we got the strategy. That was one of the engines actually to come. So this is a true EU's bizarre project in that sense. I think even though you have done a marvelous job, I think you are just in the beginning. I think you have all the ingredients to go much beyond. I think you can reach out also to mainstream and even to the top dailies. I think you can get on the main news channels with this kind of information if you start to develop this. This I say also with the background as 10, 12 years in the Finnish broadcasting company in radio and TV. I see the potential, but it still needs to be redefined and developed. But you have the ingredients there, and it's not that many flagships that are that far at this stage. I think that there are many that could reach that, but you are very much on the top in this. And I will. Darius talked about many different tools and means. I will use just one. I will show you a video, but I give you also a task at the same time. So I would say that this, the first part of this section, you will watch this 5 minutes video, and you will think about what kind of teachers could use a video like this. This is your task. And for the second half, you think about what messages, one most important message did you get from this video. The back part here will have the question of which target group need to see this video. This is your task, and for you, the last one is what does this film tell us about food production?
The Baltic Deal is a project about gathering farmers' organizations in a unique effort to raise competence about cleaning the Baltic Sea by using best measures.
Pirmosios daržovės buvo bulvės, morkos, burokėliai, kopūstai.
Šiais metais taip pasodinome šparagus. Gal šiemet dar nebus prekybai, bet mes jau jų paragausim, o kitais metais jau ir klientai galės įsigyti jų.
Šiuo metu auginame apie 60 rūšių daržovių.
Iš tikrųjų, čia labai geras pavyzdys Lietuvos ūkininkams, nes čia yra karstinis regionas ir čia iš tikrųjų yra ribojamas tręšimas. Ir tai, kad ekologinis ūkis čia vystomas, tai yra labai gerai, nes tada mažiau visų įsiplovimų ir užteršimo upių ir taip toliau. Ir požeminio vandens taip pat.
Ja robię taką analizę na bieżąco i to, że nie używam pestycydów, nawozów, o których mówię, chemicznych, daje mi bardzo dużo oszczędności, bo to w moim gospodarstwie to są oszczędności 100 000 złotych rocznie. Z Danii, czy od Duńczyków, z Danii nauczyłem się technologii produkcji trzody w tym systemie, który ja mam. I przeniesienie je na polski grunt owocuje, powiedzmy, że dobrym albo bardzo dobrym sukcesem.
There is a very good welfare for these animals. They have good production, good quality of production, good welfare, and very good impact for the environment.
Šis ūkis tai visas mūsų gyvenimas, kaip mes dažnai sakom, čia mūsų darbas, hobi ir laisvalaikis.
Mieste gauna gyvenimas kaip akvariume, aš taip manau, o kaime yra laisvė, gamta, garsai, viskas labai skiriasi.
Šiuo metu jau klientai laukia mūsų ir jie tiesiog džiaugiasi mus pamatę ir kaskart vis klausia, kas bus naujo.
Iš tikrųjų, tai yra būtent to projekto tikslas yra sumažinti taršą Baltijos jūros. Iš tikrųjų, kuo daugiau tokių demo ūkių bus, kur taikys tos aplinkosauginius reikalavimus, tuo ta jūra turėtų būti švaresnė.
Moim zdaniem zanieczyszczenie Bałtyku z racji rolnictwa rozpoczyna się na podwórzach takich gospodarstw jak moje. Woda, która spłynęła z gospodarstwa, z przyległych pól, dalej systemem drenarskim płynie do następnych stawów, potem do rzeki Styny, Kłodawy, Martwej Wisły i do morza. Współpraca z projektem Baltic Deal udowodniła o stanie czystości tej wody i następnych stawów. To jest ostatni punkt w moim gospodarstwie, z którego woda odpływa do Bałtyku. Systemem drenarskim, potem rzekami. Czystość tej wody można zobaczyć, bo nabieram. Jest praktycznie idealnie czysta. Pachnie, ale na dodatek tego jest i też badana chemicznie. Ona jest rzeczywiście w pierwszej klasie czystości. Nie zarabiam dużo, ale na godziwe życie.
Because farmers are willing to make a change. I am part of it.
And I am part of it.
I am part of it.
I
Am
Part
of it.
Okay, you had some tasks. Let's start in the back row. Your task, what message, what is the most important message you got? Can I get some suggestions?
Okay, I had a visual message, a lot of green color. I just wrote down like grass, trees, even a t-shirt, agricultural techniques was green, even a house was green, so going green and showing it.
Okay, some other messages?
So I would say, like, in general, the added value from transnational cooperation from different perspectives, like environment, new, let's say, means or areas of production, as they also presented, but like general message, this transnational cooperation has an added value for the not only agricultural, let's say, production, but general people living in the farms, let's say.
Thank you. And in the front rows, what kind of subjects teachers could be involved? Okay. You are shy? Okay, someone here? In which kind of subjects, in a school or university, you could use a film like this? Yeah. University linked to agriculture education? Okay, that's one. Sophia, where would you use it?
I don't know, EU studies would be a place.
Okay, Darius?
I would actually start earlier, and geography, and even maybe geography lessons in the basic school. I mean, my both parents are teachers, and both could use actually when working with children.
Okay, I completely agree. I think there are very many subjects. Environmental studies. I would say you could have this when you're talking about for veterinarians. The guy talking about some of the stuff. He stopped using fertilizers. He saved 100,000 zlotys. He was forced to use fertilizers due to the state regulations before. Now he stopped using it, and he can't see any difference in the growing activity. He used it for no use at all, because it was part of the system. Okay, some other in the back row, I ask you to say, what does this film say about food production?
You asked us, yeah, we had the target, right? So I speak about target groups. What I come to think about is that this should be shown to the general public. For example, in Sweden, I'm a bit disturbed over the fact that in short-sighted protectionism, the farmers' associations in Sweden speak about that Swedish things, meat and vegetables are better if they come from Sweden. But what you can see here is quite the opposite. And I have heard that there is some kind of the same saying in other countries. And if we should work together, I think we should stop saying that.
Thank you. I must say I also was producing this film, and I must say I was positively shocked by the fact that I found an eco farm for vegetables in northern Lithuania, in the middle of nowhere, and as well that I found an eco pig farm in Poland. And on top of this, they are selling their productions to Denmark, not in Poland. Okay, and you? What would it say about the food production? Yeah.
It's about sustainable production, so both in terms of clean, environmentally friendly production, and also more effective in economical terms for the farmer.
I could add on. I will give to Jan as well. This vegetable farm in Birsai in northern Lithuania, they have 13 employers. So it's a big employing activity in that single small farm in a small area in northern Lithuania. So it's also sustainable from a, let's say, cost perspective.
Well, I've learned that it may be a decent way of earning money, but also a great hobby, in fact, a source of satisfaction for those people, being very close to nature and doing what they really like in life.
Okay, thank you all for participating. 5 minutes video, 5 minutes discussions with, I would count to about 20 different ideas already to use this video. One simple 5-minute video gives all these impressions. It's just our choice, our imagination, how we use the material we have. We could do this with Twitter, we could do this with Facebook, we could do this with... I just now wanted to use one of the very fresh videos as an example. So what you have, don't just keep it in the archive. Use it. Use your imagination how to use it.